Hey guys, so this will be part two of change the subject of an equation video. So I'm just going to go through example number three. This example number three I wouldn't really call it an application question. I would call it a question where we get an actual formula that actually exists. So for example, the area of a trapezium or the area of a square, and I need to rearrange it. That's example number three. Okay, so this example basically says make y the subject of P equals half times h times bracket x plus y close the bracket. Now, before we even start, like I just said, or like how I read it out, okay, this is a really good foundation here. This formula is basically, if we were to expand them out, we would write it as half times h times bracket x plus y. Now, one thing that makes this type of example a little bit tricky compared to example 1 and 2 is that fraction there, that half, okay? What I want you to look at is looking at a smaller example. So let's say, for example, I had half times the number 6, right? I don't care about the answer. I'm caring about how it works, okay? So if I've got half times 6, okay, any whole number, right? They actually have a denominator. That denominator is basically an invisible one. Okay. Now, when I am multiplying half times 6, another way that I can do it is put 6 over 1, like I have done here, and just multiply it. 1 times 6 gives me 6. 2 times 1 gives me 2. Okay, I think you get the gist. What I kind of want to emphasize is that 6 is over 1. Okay, so that invisible 1 denominator. So that's the gist. The reason why I wanted to explain that first is because it applies to this question here. Okay, so this one here, I've got half times h times bracket x plus y. This h here is actually a whole number or a whole letter, right? So that means it has an invisible 1 here. And this bracket here, this bracket x plus y, is actually also a whole number, a whole something. So it has an invisible 1 as the denominator. Okay, so I'm going to follow it through. This will be P equals me to 1 times h times x plus y will give me h times x plus y. Okay, or in other cases, you can write it like this. Okay, all over 2 times 1 times 1 gives me 2. Okay, see how that made it a little bit more easier to work with? So what I'm going to do is the same thing how I normally did in example 1 and example 2. I'm going to get rid of this 2, so I need to multiply on both sides. Okay, I'm left with on the left-hand side 2p equals to h x plus y. Okay, now I want y the subject. So my goal here is that I want y equal me to something. So to get me closer to y equal me to something, I need to get rid of this h. So to get rid of that h, I'm going to actually divide it because there's an invisible times here. Okay, divide it by h on both sides. Then on this side here, on the left-hand side, I have 2p over h, which is equal me to x plus y. If I want y by itself, what do I need to get rid of? That positive x. To get rid of it, I need to do the opposite, so minus x on both sides. Okay, this will cancel out. My answer is going to be 2p over h minus x. And that will be equal to y. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.